So, who was the Balam Baur? Who was Balam Baur, and what is his position in the history of religion, and has Quran mentioned about him?
The Quran mentions him without naming him. So it's better he is left out for the identification of his person. It's not necessary. He as a person is mentioned in the Holy Quran. Whoever follows that tradition will be like Balam Baur. So what was characteristic of this person? It was, number one, that he had very great potentials to rise to God. And as such, Allah had richly bestowed qualities of divine attributes upon him. And as such, he rose to a level. But then he turned to earthly fame and earthly things. Perhaps his popularity went into his head. Perhaps he thought that I am being pursued and I am a religious person and people respect me as a very godly man. So that idea destroyed him. And he began to pursue the worldly gains, the materialism, out of his popularity. Instead of serving the cause of God and serving the cause of the people, whatever he amassed for himself. So similar things must have happened which are not discussed in detail. But the Holy Quran says, وَأَخْلَدَ إِلَى الْأَرْضِ. Instead of benefiting from the qualities we had bestowed upon him, he turned to earth. He leaned upon earth. So Allah rejected him. So this is the case of Balam Baur. In this verse also we find the word Rafa. And the same word is used regarding Jesus Christ. So this verse acquires a special importance for Ahmadis during their debates with non-Ahmadi mullahs. You can present this verse to them and ask from them, why does Allah say that if Allah had so wanted, He may have done Rafa of this person, but instead He chose to lean upon the world, the materialism. Now Rafa cannot mean bodily lifting in this context. It's impossible. Otherwise, the scenario which will be presented by this verse would be that although Allah tried His best to lift this man from earth towards somewhere, Allah failed. Poor Allah. God forbid. This man insisted on going down, so God let him go. You're like a naughty child who sometimes kicks the mother and the person who's trying to lift the child. At last, the person gets fed up and says, all right, go to hell. So this is the scenario presented if Mullah's version of Rafa is accepted. Rafa means closeness to Allah, nearness to Allah. And wherever it is used, it is in this sense. When Allah does Rafa of something, then it is always closeness. When man does Rafa, then it's a physical elevation because man is material. And matter can be lifted. Like in Surah Yusuf, you find that he raised his parents above. Now this was not nearness at all, because it was not God who raised, it was Joseph who raised. He was a man and his parents were also human. But whenever Allah uses this word, it can never be translated in material terms. It has to be spiritually analyzed. Right? So I have answered you more than you wanted. Right? Thank you.